Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to today's session. My name is Dorian, and I am here with my colleague Renata. We are really happy to have you here to share our experience with you and also get you acquainted with know-how in terms of very interesting topic, which is website localization. Let me now tell you something about the agenda. We have prepared a 30-minute presentation for you. It's a brief walkthrough in the topic of website localization related to localization industry. And towards the end, if there's, let's say, sufficient amount of time, we'll be happy for any questions that you might ask, and we will, of course, answer them. The purpose of today's session is really simple, despite complexity of this topic, of course. It's sort of an opportunity to see behind the scenes of what website localization is about, to offer you a sort of sneak peek in the kitchen, let's say. And of course, the purpose is to widen the range of aspects that are important to be taken into account for proper setup and subsequent decision making. We feel that it is really essential to consider how and understand what in order to achieve desired results. As far as the output is concerned, we hope that you will leave this session with sort of background information regarding website localization and orientation in the topic. We'll be happy to provide a PDF presentation for each and every one of you. And of course, you will be equipped with a link to a YouTube channel where you can listen to the presentation once again several times or as many times as you wish. So before we actually proceed to the presentation itself, let me now give floor to my colleague Renata to say a couple words about herself.
So thank you, Dorian. I would like to mention that I and Dorian, we both are located in our Brno's office in the Czech Republic. Welcome, everybody. My name is Renata Kepertová. I've been in localization industry since year 2000, and my position has been in sales and marketing and then in project management. During that time, I came to the realization how interesting and important localization is, how big role this plays in this global world, helping people to understand to each other, helping businesses to achieve their goals and cross the virtual borders, and helping all of us to be able to share knowledge, information, and technologies that can improve our lives. In Janus, my role is as a project manager, and thanks to my background, I focus on digital marketing services localization.
Great, thank you, Renata. Now let me say a couple words about myself. I've joined the localization industry in 2016. The transition could be seen in previous studies of languages at the Faculty of Education, where I sort of learned and discovered the importance and power of language as a communication tool, of course. Joining localization industry offers, I would say, yet another perspective to me in terms of different content transformations, the goals of which are usually meeting specific purpose, target specific audience, or achieve desired results and goals, satisfy needs and expectations. as far as my position in Janus is concerned, I'm a business development manager. I'm working in sales, but I do my role as a advisor, as a consultant, or a solution seeker in order to search for solutions that are appropriate and acceptable for the customer. So let me now switch to the next slide and tell you something more about Janus. Janus was established or founded in 1996. Along the way, we've really traveled far, I would say. We've created and expanded our portfolio with new services and new solutions. And honestly, when observing this in the course of time, I would say that many things have changed over the years, but there's still one that remained unchanged. And it's our endeavor to provide top quality services. To me, the ability to help others get successful with what we know and can do best is most satisfying, and I believe this is something that all of us strive for in our company. As far as benchmarks to highlight our concerns, I would mention too, there was 2016, an important year for us in terms of opening our offices in Europe, and then 2019. We've expanded to Asia Pacific region, which means that since then we've established ourselves as a global provider of language services, being able to support our clients in a follow the sun model, which means 24/7 ability. And also in this technology or modern age, we were happy to establish a technology department who actually gave birth to an online customer portal, global technology platform, the purpose of which is to bring as much automation as possible in translation processes. Along the way, I would say if you need to go fast, go rather alone. If you want to go far, go together. We were always following the second option, and therefore we are happy to have met number of partners and entities that we can be in touch with, follow latest trends, and exchange our experience and information. I'm speaking about Nimdzi Insight. I'm speaking about MemoQ or Schema. Also, we are really proud to be part of such a supreme community as Gala is. In order to sort of witness our achievements, I would say that we are regularly ranked in top 50 in CSA and Slater indexes. Such results give us feedback on right direction that we take in the localization industry, satisfaction from all efforts made, and I would say it propels us further to constant improvement, exploring new horizons, and increasing our expertise.
So yes, exactly. Expertise is in the heart of everything we do. And actually, what is the scope of services Janus as a language service provider can offer and deliver? Referring to our journey, Dorian just mentioned, we started with translation services. Since then, we have delivered translated content in many languages for various industries, such as life sciences, heavy industry, software, e-commerce, and so on. Then we expanded our portfolio with interpretation, and today our interpreters provide their services for live and also for online events. With increasing volume of online content, we understood that localization was the best solution, how we could help our clients to deliver their digital content to their audience in different languages in the best quality. So localization of digital content is a complex process, including many different steps, and those add value to final result eventually. And digital content usually consists of many attributes, and those attributes must be kept and must provide as user experience and functionality as they perform in the originals in the source. So let's move, please. So, and we know that volume of digital content is basically increasing rapidly every single day. And we can say that every business today has its own online presence. Website is usually the main communication channel. Website is also usually most important marketing asset. And wherever you are presented online, if it's various social media platforms, some applications, and online tools. Usually, everything leads back to your website where all information about your brand, about your mission and vision, about your product and services are located. The research says that more than 90% of marketers maintain their website in more than one language. But are they sure that the multilingual content delivers the same message, the same experience as the originals, as the source? When you invest to your website deployment, when you make any demographic research, where else your business might succeed, do you consider all options? What I would like to say that, for example, today the Asia Pacific region has the largest number of internet users. But as you can see, it's only about 2% of sites which are available in Chinese. So aren't we missing some great business opportunities somewhere? During our journey, we have learned about localization, about its value for our clients. Also, we've gained experience how to deliver the best result and how we can accompany all our clients to be successful on international market.
Exactly. Market is a place where supply meets demand, where suppliers search for clients, and of course, there are always interests. There are individual interests, there are common interests. In terms of localization industry, seen from the perspective of the clients, there are demands for quality, for consistency, shorter deadlines, faster time to market, control over spends, budgeting, and the role of a language service provider is actually to understand all of the above and also come up with an all-inclusive package, a solution, a one-stop solution. I would like to start by this 5C, standing for 5 conditions that we follow to make sure that best results will be achieved. First of all, our ability to accept any source text in any format and process it so that it can be properly translated is the first one. We have a pool of skilled engineers taking care of that. We also cooperated and have a pool of trusted and well-experienced linguists, which means translators, proofreaders, reviewers, and subject matter experts. People who are simply crucial or play crucial role in sort of transformation of the text and the entire content. We have mentioned the technology, the role of technology in this era, and as a language service provider, we need, and I'm proud to say that we have professional translation tools in place, thanks to which we can analyze the content, we can segment the content and keep it consistent. There are further features, tools, and solutions that are attached to the use of professional CAD tools such as translation memories, style guides, that help us use fixed and appropriate terminology, and also in the end of the day, which is, I guess, the most important, to optimize costs while maintaining the quality of the final output. And number 5, I've mentioned it before, it's our portal, online customer portal, GTP or global technology platform that offers a huge deal of features for our clients as well as for us in terms of project management, security reasons, data exchange, tracking translation processes, following the progress, running analytical operations, creating statistics for budgeting and control overspends, and so on and so forth. I believe, speaking of this relationship between client and a supplier, it always takes two to tango, as one says. So I see that there's really important role of interaction and trust that are the key for such a complex phenomenon as website localization is.
So as I said briefly before, website localization is a complex process, including many parts. And as Dorian mentioned, the process is a very close cooperation and interaction between client and us as a service provider. This partnership is able to assure that the final product will be delivered in the best quality. It will correspond with the original website, and it will provide the same message and same feeling like it was intended in the original website. But let's look at what website localization is about. It's definitely more than just translation. Today, digital content includes many visual components, such as images, videos, GIFs, and so on. And we know that people usually spend more time on the content which is visually attractive for them. But we also know that each audience in different corners of the world might have different preferences and taste about visual content. So what might be appealing and visually attractive in Europe, for example, might have an opposite meaning in Africa or Asia. So as the written content, the visual one requires localization as well. Another part of website localization includes all items that are maintained in a content management system. And here we talk about image descriptions which must be translated, about all HTML elements such as buttons, forms, and other interactive parts. Also, we need to include error site messages, time and date formatting, and much more. The other very important part of each website, and also important part of marketing assets, is downloadable material. For example, ebooks, case studies, manuals and instructions, guidelines that should be part of the localization process as well, because usually this material requires some effort, some investment. So why to waste those resources and investment when it's not localized or ready for your multilingual audience? Then I would like to speak about the content that might be hidden, that might be underlined, which is usually seen, or you can find it at the end of a web page. And here we talk about information like policies, frequently asked questions, sheets, rules and conditions, and anything else what can come on your mind, maybe contact information, maps where you are located, and so on. And then I would like to mention very interesting and again important part of the localization process is that every website must be optimized today, must be optimized for mobile platforms to be responsive. Today we all spend couple of hours every day searching on our mobile phones and tablets for basically anything. So your website, your multilingual website, must be optimized for the platforms, mobile platforms as well. And then it must be optimized for search engines, because without this, your chances that you will be searchable and accessible can decrease. And also, we know that there are more search engines than Google today. They exist more. So summarize this slide, we can say that only fully localized website can give you back what you invested and can help you to achieve your goals. Based on a well-localized and optimized website, you can obtain relevant data and measure your performance on different markets. Being able to get this data you focus on, you can always improve your global presence, a return of investment, reach more audience, convert more leads, and engage more clients and customers. So as you can see, complexity is what describes the website localization process. Now, let me say more about its biggest part, and it's still written content localization. Simply said, content is the king. It's a reason why people go to your website. And also today, search engines can read and evaluate relevancy of your published content. So when it comes to marketing content, which website content definitely is, we know that standard translation or machine translation might not be sufficient enough. So better solutions for marketing content is marketing creative translation services. Let me give you some example. In England, they say when it's really heavy raining, they say it's raining, cat and dogs. But here in the Czech Republic, we definitely don't have cats and dogs falling from the sky. So we have a different expression. So literally translated content with this expression wouldn't make any sense here. And for this example, we can mention as a translation solutions, marketing adaptation and transpiration. Both solutions work with original, with source text. Both use instruction from creative briefs, from style guides and creative glossaries. Both can elicit the emotions, wants, and needs as were intended in the source. So where and why we use these solutions? So first solutions is that I mentioned the marketing adaptation, where we adapt those parts of text which are specific from language to language. We can talk about parts as idioms, slang, text vibes, cultural references, and so on. Marketing adaptation is also very closely connected with product adaptation. We know here in Europe that we have a same product with the same function, but it can be presented slightly different in each country. For example, it can differ in the name and in the packaging. So it's very important to adapt product name and description and all additional information about the product for each region where it's on the market. So this is about marketing adaptation, and the other solution is transcreation. So transcreator usually works more often with creative brief and glossaries, and based on the given instruction, they can create, transcreator can create the version of the target text which is appropriate for the target market, for the target audience, and what content types are suitable for transcreation. All that aim to grab readers' attention and make them take some action, such as advertisements, slogans, taglines, product names, call to action text, and so on. And speaking about marketing creative translation, it's obvious that these solutions, marketing adaptation and translation, require more time and certain level of translation and linguistic experience from translators. Both solutions play very important role in search optimization. So the process also requires research for the right keywords in the target region to be in compliance with local searching trends.
Thank you, Renata. You can see that basically localization in general, it's not just about translation. it's much more complex, and this should really resonate in your ears. There is yet another aspect worth mentioning and definitely necessary to be taken into account. And these are processes. You can see that processes, or, well, procedures, can be found behind each task. I would say that it's like, or similar to the way a meal is prepared, because there's a set of instructions you need to follow in order not to miss any ingredient or otherwise spoil the taste or the final impression. That's why we say that it's essential to have proper processes in place. And of course, we in Janus give 100% commitment in everything we do. There's 100% commitment to meet specific requirements and achieve desired results together with the client. And I think this is what defines our attitude, which refers me back to interaction and information exchange. Speaking of processes, you can see there are different stages and phases. There's a preparation stage, there's a linguistic stage, and there's a finalization stage. In terms of preparation stage, we can include all kinds of technical tasks, engineering, working with the source text, extracting it from the website, preparing it for the CAT tool so that it gets analyzed properly. A very important part that's related to SEO optimization is the pre-check stage, which covers creating a glossary and style guide development. We can also include a creation of a keyword list for a proper localization of your website, defining terminology and the appropriate counterparts, client review and approval, and so on and so forth. The biggest amount of work, of course, is in the linguistic stage, where our translators, reviewers, proofreaders, and subject matter experts do their job and do their best to convert, to transform the content in the desired form for the target languages. Again, an important part following this linguistic stage is quality check and quality assurance, language assurance, making sure that the content is not only translated in full, there are no missing places or spaces, but we make sure that the quality is being checked several times. And then we come to finalization stage, which is, again, more about technical tasks, putting the text together to create a form, the final form that can be implemented on a given website or in the CMS or any platform that our clients work with.
So we were talking today about why it's important, digital content localization, website including. We were talking about what everything is under umbrella of website localization. We talked about main parts of the localization process, and also we briefly covered the process execution. I would like to mention that the execution of the process includes also those solutions now Dorian mentioned. I would like to highlight that, as we mentioned at the beginning, it's the cooperation between the client and provider. So testing and reviews are really big important of each process. Functional testing ensures that all website components, all links, buttons, forms, notifications, and other pages provide the same user experience in the all multilingual versions. All the graphics, localization, and visual adaptation are unified in DTP and multimedia localization. Here we talk about formatting, appropriate images, colors, correct fonts, and all those are inseparable part of the precise localized content. And then, of course, I need to highlight the linguistic testing because we know that one expression put incorrectly can harm all the effort. And so we need to be 100% sure that the message and its meaning will be delivered as it was intended in original, but will be in accordance with the local customs and standards. And still, one of the most important things why, or the reasons why we do website localization is the website optimization. And I would like to mention that multilingual SEO is really very important part of the process. Why we create our websites? We create our websites to be visible, to be searchable for the audience. So the same meaning is also for the multilingual parts of your website. So why we localize? It's to be searchable and accessible globally, everywhere where we want to be visible, where we want to be able to attract and engage and convert our multilingual audience. And today, with a very fast evolution of search engine technologies, it's really very important to optimize not only original content of your website, but also all your multilingual sites to keep up with the newest searching engine trends. So we need to remember that we also need to optimize our whole website regularly.
Thank you, Renata. Yes, this sort of gets me back to the culinary jargon. Saying a bit of salt here and there doesn't matter. Cannot do any harm depending on your preference. Which means it is important to have processes to be able to search for solutions. But as mentioned before, it's always about interaction. We are always open to fine-tune the processes, to adjust or rearrange stages to the client's satisfaction, so that, again, I'm paraphrasing, we both like the meal and its taste. Coming or approaching the end of our presentation, I can see that we have slightly extended our time frame. Hopefully it's okay with you. So let me just summarize what we've been talking about. We see website as an organic entity. It needs to be nurtured and well taken care of. We try to emphasize the fact that it's not only about written content you can see at first sight, but also there are other elements behind that need to pay attention or need to be paid attention to in terms of localization. Over 2 decades of experience and expertise, stable background of a technology-based company and a global presence, wide scope of services, all-inclusive solutions. This is what we offer fully at your disposal. Also, I'm 100% sure that we understand, can interact, and really do our best to create a reliable and trustworthy partnership with our clients. And in the end of the day, this helps us grow big and grow successful together. Uh, that's the end of the presentation on website localization. We seem to extend it a little bit, so because of that, I hope you won't mind if we skip the question answer part. Instead of that, we will of course share our emails and contact details with you so that you can reach out to us with any question you might have, with any topic or any part of the presentation that you would like to maybe know more about, discuss more details, depending on your needs and requirements. Let me thank you for your attention. Let me thank Renata for sharing the presentation with me. And because of the circumstances, let me wish you just the best. Take care, stay healthy, and we hope to be in touch with you, having the opportunity to help your business speak the right language.